Nicholas Spaventa, the first baseman, Michael Elko in shortstop, Reese Kozar, the catcher, Wyatt Hunt, second base, and rounding it out, Chris Carson in center field. They'll be facing the arm of Baylor Hicks in his third appearance for the Nighthawks this summer. He's sporting a 0.00 ERA after his first 2 appearances. He's only allowed 3 runs, none of them earned, has only allowed a combined 4 hits, so a tough arm coming out of the bullpen for the Nighthawks. Currently has Lucarelli in a 2-0. Hicks kicks and fires, and that 2-0 going to be chopped over to Prezano at first. And he's going to tag the base to record out number 1 on the Blue Sox.
This is a very dangerous top third of this Blue Sox lineup, so especially for Hicks on the mound. If you can get through Lucarelli, Mexico, and O'Connor, you're going to be set up for a lot of success here tonight.
Hicks plays his college ball at Columbia, one of 3 Columbia Lions on the Nighthawks this summer, alongside Will Harrigan, who got the start last night, and Cole Fellows, the batting average leader for the Nighthawks, as the first offering to Mexico going to miss high and away for ball 1.
And you mentioned the batting average leader. Well, Mexico was holding that title for a little bit of time, has dropped off in the last few games, but just about top 3 in every major statistical category. He's been great all summer long.
1-0 in there for strike 1. Now, we talked about how the Nighthawks have fallen into a 6-game slump as of late. The problem hasn't really been one facet of the game not coming through. We've seen great pitching, we've seen good hitting, it's just the runs not coming through to follow. Nighthawks looking for some clutch hitting tonight, and Hicks gets Mexico swinging and missing for a 1-2 count.
It looks like he's going to ask for some new pine tar. Lost his bat. We've seen it a couple times this summer that Mexico's wood bat has gone flying. Had to hold on with that top hand.
We had an interesting moment here at Maxfield when Cole Fellows was up to the plate, swung it, and it flew right out of his hands to the Nighthawks dugout. Gonna put on some extra spray, especially in this warm weather. They can get a little slipperier. As the 1-2 to Mexico, gonna miss outside for ball 2. So Mexico sitting an even 2-2 count. You mentioned the Sox picked up in last night against the Mainers. As a 2-2 gonna miss low for ball 3. So they're looking to keep up with the inning way, sitting comfortably above 500 coming into tonight, 11-9, their win-loss record. As the full count to Mexico going to be chopped back to Baylor Hicks on the bump. He'll fire over to Prezano, and it's going to miss the extended glove. Tips it foul, so with that, Mexico is safely aboard. First put runner on for Mike O'Connor.
Batting for Valley is the third
exactly what you're hoping for on the mound if you're Hicks. Looks like it was a bang play. First baseman Prezano would have had a tough catch. But Mexico did just enough to get into the vision of the first baseman.
Now it's Michael O'Connor, the third baseman for the Blue Sox, at the plate. Sitting in the count, he's got a runner on. Both teams looking to take the lead early on as he's going to pop that first offering towards the backstop. It's going to land out of play among the fans. So the count moves 0-1 on O'Connor.
You mentioned the inconsistency. The Nighthawks had to tell the tale for the Blue Sox as well. In the 4-2 win against Sanford, they had 5 hits. It was really the pitching that shut things down. But when the hitting goes well, the pitching has not. And for the Blue Sox, all about consistency. The team that can go deep into the playoffs. It's just putting it all together.
Absolutely. The 0-1 going to be swung and missed for strike 2. It is so tough to get both facets of the game on the same page. The Nighthawks have seen good pitching. It's just one bad, or sorry, not as strong pitching can really do them in. As the 0-2 going to get fouled off, so O'Connor going to stay alive on the 0-2 count.
And the Nighthawks have 3 of the top 15 hitters in the league in terms of batting average. So the talent is definitely there for both sides. It's just about finding some consistency and doing it game after game.
As the 0-2, that one's going to be skied out into center field as Mexico safely steals bag 2. He's going to take back over to first as the throw to Pisano going to come in time. It's a double play to end the half inning. Great heads-up play from O'Neill in center field to get the runners out. With that, we've got a scoreless top of the first. Nighthawks look to scrap. O'Neill has been such a strong hitter for the Nighthawks all summer long, but his real talent has been drawing walks. He was the team leader for the University of North Florida Ospreys this past spring, drawing 53 walks. And he's been leading the Nighthawks this summer as well. Comes into tonight with 17 walks to lead the team and a .293 batting average.
And guess who's second in the NECBL in team walks? The Valley Blue Sox.
As the 1-2 to O'Neill, gonna miss high for ball 2. Count moves even on the center fielder O'Neill. And behind O'Neill, batting second, gonna be AJ Bratz, who's back in the second baseman position now that the injury bug has passed. And it's Jack Spanier, the shortstop, Cole Fellows in right field. As the 2-2 gonna miss low for ball 3. O'Neill sits full count. Batting fifth for the Nighthawks is Nick Schuett, the designated hitter. Ryan Pisano, the first baseman. Cam Boardman, who's behind the dish for the Nighthawks tonight. Kyle Nearai making his first appearance since that game against North Adams about a week ago. He's going to be in left field, and then rounding it out is Cooper Blauser as the 3-2 going to miss high and away for ball 4. O'Neill draws his 18th walk of the summer, and he's put a runner on for AJ Bratz.
It's going to tell the tale for the St. John's Red Storm product all summer long. He had 3 free passes given up last start against Martha's Vineyard. 5 hits in 3 2/3 innings. Not the way you want to start for Batuyos.
Bratz, the product of Marist, looking to capitalize off of having that runner on and no outs on the board. And so look at that first offering for strike 1.
I am loving that baby blue bat that he is sporting with a little cotton candy splatter on there as well.
It is definitely my favorite bat of the bunch. He's a big fan of the torpedo bats. He's another one that's a tan color with darker striping. It looks like a piece of wood, but he tends to stick with this baby blue paint splattered bat.
Complement that with the neon green Nighthawks uniforms. We were talking pregame just how much I really love the whole concept.
The alternates, they're very unique. As O'Neill going to slide back into first. The last time they pulled him out was 2 days ago during the doubleheader in Newport, and there was a thick fog rolled in to Newport, and we couldn't even see the outfield despite them wearing neon green jerseys. As Batuyos kicks and fires the 1-1, going to be launched high out into center field. You can see shortstop Elko ranging back. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 1 on the Nighthawks. As Jack Spanier comes up to the plate.
Looked like Elko's dealing with a little bit of sun. Initially was able to make the grab. You saw him shielding his eyes with that free hand. We'll have to see if that plays any impact in these first few innings for some of these side Valley Blue Sox defenders.
As the shortstop Spanier comes up to the plate, the Minnesota Golden Gopher comes into tonight with a .254 average. First offering misses for a ball. O'Neill attempts to steal second. He'll be successful. The throw from Kozar to Hunt not coming in time for the speedy Nick O'Neill.
He got a really good jump off at first. Batuyos on the mound. You got to mix up your looks. Not giving your catcher Kozar really much of a chance to try and gun out O'Neill.
That's O'Neill's 7th stolen bag on the summer. Second to Jack Spanier, who's at the plate, who leads the team with 14 stolen bags. Both of them a huge threat on the base path. As the 1-0, gonna miss low away for ball 2.
The Blue Sox have been prone to giving up some stolen bags. We saw a couple of weeks ago give up 9 in one game to the Vermont Mountaineers. I'm up for Valley. I'm taking advantage of these Blue Sox guys behind the dish.
Tuyos kicks and fires at 2-0. Gonna miss just outside for ball 3. Those Spaniards sitting comfortably ahead in the count. Him and Monil were handing off the lead for walks. Monil leads with 17. Spaniard not far behind with 14 as the 3-0 gonna be in the dirt 4. So it's back-to-back walks that put 2 runners on for the Nighthawks.
The cleanoff hitter for the Nighthawks tonight is your right fielder,
the right
number
fielder,
7,
batting in the cleanup position for the Nighthawks tonight.
This is not the guy you want to plate with 2 runners on either. Leading the NECBL in batting average. For Batuyos, it's just seeming like deja vu so far. It's exactly how he started his last outing against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. We'll see if he can dial his stuff back in and find a way to get some outs.
First offering, 2 fellows. The miss inside. Ball 1. As no to fellows. Low for ball 2. And we talked about this on the broadcast before about how a lot of the Nighthawks left-handed hitters like to crowd over the plate, good at drawing those inside cuts to get ahead in the count against the pitchers, as we see a mound visit between and Patuyos.
That's only going to benefit the Nighthawks left-handed hitters, but Patuyos has a lot of arm side run on that ball. We saw it there, just missed to Fellows. If I'm the right fielder, I'm not swinging until I see 1 go through. Patuyos 6 balls.
As the 2 gonna miss low for ball 3. Tuyos looking to shake it on. We've seen the Nighthawks in this position often throughout the past 6 games. As a 3-0, that one's gonna be popped high in foul territory. Kozar under it with the catch, and that's out number 2 against the Nighthawks.
You know Fellows is going to be kicking himself for that one. A 3-0 count. You pop up to the catcher. Surprised he swung there. It was 7 straight balls from Batuyos. He cannot be happy after that approach. He's trying to barrel that fastball from Batuyos just a bit under it and behind. That is a huge break for this Valley defense.
As now they're faced with the 2nd batting average leader for the Nighthawks, Nick Schuett, who enters tonight with a .327 average. He's looking to capitalize off of the 2 runners on base who reached via the walk. But now with 2 away on the Nighthawks, looking pretty similar to how these past 6 games have gone. You get the runners on, you start to generate some good hits, some good contact, but just not enough clutch hitting to bring them home, as the 1-0 going to be skied out into right field. Under it with the catch is Schrader. So the Nighthawks leave 2 on. It's still a scoreless game as we head into the top of the 2nd. Valley Blue Sox look to take the lead. Return here live from Maxfield Sports.
Different kinds of baseball being played here. In the first from both teams, we saw both Fellows pop up to the catcher, up the count 3-0. Interesting base running strategy from Mexico. 2 unforced errors by both these teams so far. See the first to take advantage.
18 RBIs as he's going to take a walk out to first. Schrader's second walk on the summer.
For the Blue Sox. It is the first baseman,
puts a runner on
19,
for the
Nicholas
first baseman, Nicholas Spaventa. So the Blue Sox threaten again early on, having a runner on with no outs. Spaventa looking to capitalize off of this situation. Leadoff hitter walked to first. Hicks looking to fire back. First offering, that one popped high out into right field. It's going to drop fair. Way out of reach of fellow. Spaventa trips on the baseline, but he'll still make it easily into second, and now it's two runners in scoring position for the Blue Sox. We're just seeing all sorts of interesting plays. Spaventa was looking back to see if the right fielder Fellows was going to get to the ball in time before he reached second, and ended up tripping on the path before making to second. Thankfully, he was able to pick himself back up and get there in time.
You're seeing it all tonight on both sides. Lucky break that time for the Blue Sox that Fellows was playing Spaventa so deep, and rightfully so. The Penn Quaker has a lot of opposite field power. 2 home runs summer, both of them to right center.
So with no outs on, 2 runners in scoring position, it's Michael Elko, the shortstop, at the plate. First offering from Hicks, going to be grounded back towards Hicks, scooped up by Brotsford to Prezano. That records 1 out, but the first run of the game comes in for the Blue Sox in the form of Schrader.
That's a great piece of situational hitting by Elko. You know, anything on the ground to the right side is pretty much a guaranteed run. No need to overcomplicate things. That's where this Blue Sox offense has struggled. They've had a lot of runners on in most games. But you saw it in the last inning, that inning-ending double play on just a simple base running error. And those are things that can't happen, especially with only 44 games in the regular season. But a good start. Up 1-0 here tonight.
Is Reese Kozar, the catcher, now at the plate for the Blue Sox. Now, we talked about the Nighthawks neon green jerseys. I'm a big fan of these blue jerseys for the Blue Sox with the orange capped sleeves.
You'll have to see when the Blue Sox bring out their all baby blue jerseys. I'm a big fan of those. I will say, these ones are quite nice. 2 good uniform combos tonight.
As the 0-1 going to be launched down that left field line, it's going to drop foul. So Kozar in an 0-2 count. 1 out against the Blue Sox, who still have a runner in scoring position at third. Spaventa just 90 feet away with the second potential run for the Blue Sox. As the 0-2 to Kozar, that one's going to be chopped up the middle to Spanier. He'll fire over to Prezano at first to get the runner, but in comes run number 2 for the Blue Sox. They lead it 2-0. Looking to add on here with Wyatt Hunt, the second baseman, coming up to plate.
We talked about it with Elko's last at-bat. Exact same thing from Kozar. Anything on the ground scores a run, and great job at situational hitting from the Blue Sox. No need to overcomplicate things like I just mentioned. When you only have 5 hits last night, you got to manufacture runs if you can. And a good job at doing that from Elko and now Kozar.
As the first offering to Hunt, going to miss outside for ball 1. Hunt, the product of Spring Lake, New Jersey, plays his college ball at Monmouth. As the second offering, going to miss high away for ball 2. The 2-0, that one's going to be skied out into left field. Under it with the catch, and the final of the inning is Kyle Neary. So the Blue Sox scored 2. They lead it 2-0. Nighthawks, and then Kyle Neary, who's in left field, making his first appearance in about a week after getting hit by a pitch against North Adams. Exciting to have him and Nick Moneill back in the lineup now that the injury bug has passed.
We go to the bottom of the second inning for your Nighthawks.
All across the league. The outfield for the Blue Sox, Clay Burdette, suffered an injury stealing a bag the other night. And last night for Sanford, Brian Connolly, the third baseman, caught a fastball right on the knuckle of his right hand. It's a short season, and when guys get hurt, it's unclear if they're going to go back to their homes or stay here. So always good to see that this Nighthawk lineup getting back to full strength.
And fouls off the first offering, strike one. Pisano leads the team in home runs with 3. It's a small ball team, so Pisano with his 3 home runs leads the Nighthawks. Ball one's gonna skip in the dirt for ball one. Recorded his 3rd home run back in Newport, Rhode Island against the Gulls earlier this week during the doubleheader between the Nighthawks and the Gulls. The home run ended the game at 1 as the 1-1 gonna miss low for ball 2. He's also had an infield homer here at Maxfield against the Bristol Blues, a pretty exciting moment for the young Demon Deacon. And fires that 2-1, gonna be softly to the pitcher.
Looked like that was off of Pisano's front goal. We'll shake that one off and step back in.
Count now even at 2 on Pisano. Tuyos fires the 2-2. That one's going to be fouled off by Pisano, so he'll stay alive on the 2-2 count.
And a little chuckle on the first baseman's face, stepping out of that righty batter's box. Just a little ahead of Tuyos' breaking stuff. See if he can get back and drive this one up.
Calling the balls and strikes tonight here at Maxfield Sports Complex is Donald Goller. That's Josh Garcia and Justin Chamberlain on the bases. As the 2-2 to Pisano, gonna skip in the dirt for ball 3. Count moves full on Ryan Pisano. And during the first inning, we saw 2 walks from Batuyos put 2 runners on for the Nighthawks. Gave him a good look as Pisano gonna tip that one foul. He'll go back to the dugout. That's the first K for Batuyos tonight as Cameron Boardman steps up to the plate.
When Batuyos' fastball is on, it's deadly. Came right in on the hands of the right-hander Pisano. Looked like it was middle the entire time, but it rised a couple of inches. Great pitch from the St. John's product.
First offering to Boardman. That one's going to be grounded to the second baseman, Hunt. He'll fire over to Spaventa. And now it's 2 away on the Nighthawks as Kyle Nerai comes up to the bat. This will be Nerai's first at bat in about a week. Looking to keep this inning alive for the Nighthawks, who sit back by 2. Looks like he's sporting a lilac spatter plain bat similar to Baratz's.
And I was going to say, the last hitter Boardman, he might have a bat. I mean, colors. Nighthawks playing with some style tonight up in Vermont.
Batuyos kicks and fires the 0-1. Going to be chopped over to Elko at short. The fire over to Spavento at first in time. So Batuyos sends them down in order. It's still a 2-0 game. Blue Sox look to add on when we return with the
ballpark in beautiful Vermont.
To the top of the third inning. And batting ninth for OValley tonight,
for the All-Star game.
Speaking of that All-Star game, what do you think fans should expect from the All-Star game that's going to be hosted at Maxfield this summer?
You know, it's the highlight of the year for me personally. It's an opportunity where everybody pauses. We bring the best of the best performers from the league to a place in New England, and the Upper Valley Nighthawks have worked hard to earn this right and to be the host for the All-Star game this year, and to bring the entire league here, fans, host families, and 30+ scouts. Behind home plate on that day, we'll have a packed house of Major League Baseball scouts evaluating our players, tracking every pitch, and it's a great opportunity to bring everybody together, and for a wonderful exhibition, and quite frankly, an opportunity for some of these players to make a name for themselves from the scouts. It's quite an honor to be selected. It is a challenge to make the All-Star game.
You mentioned it's a challenge, so how big of an honor is it to get that nod?
Having run those meetings, the selection meetings with our managers all nominate, and then we spend a few hours together in the morning evaluating players and going over positions. And sometimes I just feel awful about a position player who certainly is deserving, but can only have 2 second basemen. And it's hard to think a kid misses out on that opportunity, knowing that he performed through the first 6 weeks of the season, travel, weather, transitioning away from college, moving in with a host family, making the community here in Vermont, New Hampshire home. That's hard. There's a lot of challenges and obstacles for these players to adjust. Never mind to the wood bat, never mind playing 6 days a week against some of the best competition in the country. So when somebody is successful, you want to reward them, and so I always feel bad for those who kind of miss out, by a sliver. But for those who do earn it, it's quite an honor and a great opportunity for them again to be here and from Major League Scouts from every league.
What do you think has been the most exciting All-Star game performance that you've seen during your time here with the NECBL?
I don't know if it's exciting. A couple of years ago, we had a tie. So typically we have one MVP, and so we only bring 9 pitchers. They all throw 1 inning. So when the game ends in a tie, we're going to end in a tie. We're not going to use position players or ask a pitcher to go.
As the 3-1 going to be grounded to Bratz, it bounces out of his glove. Lucarelli safely aboard first for Sebastian Mexico, the DH. Blue Sox lead it 2-0. They have 1 out on, 1 runner on board, looking to extend their lead here.
Designated hitter Sebastian Mexico.
So you were saying it ended in a tie, so that just kind of speaks to the talent of both divisions of that year.
Yeah, it was anticlimactic because there wasn't a run scored in the bottom of the 9th, but so we came together and actually chose the best player from each division who contributed the most to the tie. We had 1 trophy bat, so we had to hold each end of it. We certainly should have had another trophy, MVP trophy bat made and shipped out.
As the throw down to Spanier at short, not going to come in time for the speedy Lucarelli, who has just put the 3rd potential run in scoring position for the Blue Sox.
But you made me remind myself of 2007 in North Adams. I was actually the general manager of the Steeplecats back then, and we hosted the All-Star game. And Steven Strasburg was a future Hall of Famer, first #1 pick of the Major League Baseball draft, was on that All-Star Torrington Twist team in our league, and being the general manager, seeing the field, knowing that he was going to be a big-time draft pick, that was exciting. That's good that they just brought back.
And the field over in North Adams, it's got a really great setup. I like the press box there. It's a good feel, and the mountains in the backdrop just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, you see it all in New England. It truly is against 13 teams in 6 New England states. You take a ferry to Martha's Vineyard. You're in the hills, in the Appalachian Mountains, in the Northern Division. So these players, it's a great experience for these players to really travel around and see the different areas in New England. And a great place to come visit.
What would you say has been your favorite ballpark to visit, as the 2-1 going to be crushed out into left field? Lucarelli with the 3rd run for the Blue Sox.
As a commissioner, I don't think I'm able to answer that, still keep my position and status at the board level. I think it would be used against me in a few board votes. But being a general manager for 9 years, you care about your organization, your team, your ball club, your roster, your coaches, your host fans, your fans, you name it. And that's all you think about 24/7. When you become a commissioner, you quickly realize that's one of 13 teams. And then as you travel around to all of our organizations, you recognize that every ballpark is unique. It's got strengths, weaknesses, beauty, surfaces, fan base, concessions. When you look at communities, what their strengths are, whether it's host families, whether it's we have the beaches in the south, we have hiking, we have fishing, you name it. Every organization has different strengths, weaknesses, challenges. And what I admire, again, these are nonprofit organizations. For anybody listening out there, we are not professional baseball. These organizations are built on the backs of individuals and these communities that love the game of baseball, love the community. And what else is there to do in the summer than watch good old college baseball in New England? So it means a great deal to them and to all of us. And I truly admire, respect all these organizations, how they make it successful in their organization. What works well in Upper Valley here may not work well in another location.
It's a 2-1, going to be Sky to left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And O'Connor has just put 2 runners on for the Blue Sox. Mexico leading off of second. O'Connor safely aboard first. Only 1 out on the Blue Sox, who will lead it by 3.
I'm not sure if this is good for Upper Valley. I was at
out there, man, center field. He's been huge for Nighthawks summer long. He's coming back after a couple of days of rest. So it's great to have him back in the starting lineup.
Traveling 6 days a week around New England and the temperatures, and rain, and conditions. That's your bed at home. It's definitely adversity. It's actually something the scouts do talk about. They'd like to see how these kids perform and respond to this atmosphere coming from college, where it's a very different life. This is much more like baseball life, more so than the Division I weekends.
As the 1-0 going to be crushed through the 3-4 gap. That's going to drop for a base hit, and coming in with the 4th run is Mexico. So the Blue Sox lead it by 4. They still have 2 runners on, 2 outs on the board.
The other part of this in recent years, following Major League Baseball's decision to eliminate the New York Penn League and the application of professional baseball, those are 2 leagues that I was fortunate enough to play in my time. And to eliminate those leagues and all the teams and all the communities that have baseball, have professional sports in town, to eliminate that is a big loss. And some of the New York Penn League touched areas of we have served baseball. We have served baseball, and we can fill the gap.
Well, thank you so much, Sean, for joining us on the broadcast. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break as Brandon Adams comes in to relieve Baylor Hicks, but we appreciate you coming on to join us here from Maxfield Sports Complex.
Thank you. See you in 2 weeks.
And already the Blue Sox have matched their hit total from last night. I might have to have Mr. McGrath sit in this seat a little more often. This Blue Sox offense needed some extra juice, and they've gotten it. 3 hits and 4 batters, and been starting to come alive.
Adams plays his college ball at the University of North Florida. And Osprey making his summer debut, a later addition to the roster. He gets Elko swinging on, missing on the 1-0 for a count.
And Elko with the productive fielder's choice that brought in the first run of the evening last time up. See if he can add another RBI to his total.
And it's the 1 in the dirt for ball 2.
Huge stop by Boardman behind the dish. You got to think if that ball gets through, you're going to have 2 runners in scoring position for Elko. Instead, they have to stay put.
As it's O'Connor leading off of second, Spaventa on first. The 2-1 can be tipped foul for strike 2. Now, we mentioned how the weather in New England pretty unpredictable. You get some really cold, rainy days, but then you get like today where it's sitting in the mid-80s. Of course, Adams no stranger to the hot weather, playing his college ball in Florida as the count moves full on Elko.
Just goes to show how resilient all players are. It was 90 in starting to rain in Sanford last night. Tonight you have a picture-perfect game for baseball. But it's really been all over the place all summer long.
And it's a full count, gonna miss low for ball 4. The runner and O'Connor took off, but unnecessary as a drawn walk from Elko loads him up for Reese Kozar.
Catcher Reese
I know you
Kozar.
mentioned it. You're not familiar with this down in Virginia, but this weather in New England isn't always like this summer especially. A lot of rain, a lot of hot days. But shout out to these players for just sticking with it.
Absolutely. I think I remember at the beginning of the summer seeing a news clip saying it was the 13th weekend straight of rain. It's the first offering to Kozar, going to be fouling off to the backstop for strike 1. And I just got to say, I don't think I've ever experienced this much rain.
And just being in New England all my life, it has not rained this much. I can't remember a summer where it's been so hot some days and then so cold other days. It's really been crazy. But for all these players to have to deal with that, plus the travel, plus the 44-game regular season in just around 6 or 7 weeks, just goes to show how locked in and dialed they are for this season.
As Adams kicks and fires that 0-2, gonna miss outside for ball 1. So Connor representing the 5th potential run for the Blue Sox off of 3rd. Spaventa in scoring position at 2nd, and Elko on 1st after drawing a walk. So the 1-2 gonna miss low for ball 2. Count moves even on Kozar.
He thought he went around. You could see his face at the plate. A little scared, but a good job at holding back for the Niagara product.
On you, come on. Come on, pitch.
The 2-2 to Kozar. That one in there for strike 3, out number 3. So the Blue Sox
And the Valley have
leave
the
3
inning.
straight before
No
they
errors.
score 2.
And the bases were
They
left full.
lead
Blue
by
Sox.
4. The
Let's go
Nighthawks
to
look to
Noah.
respond when we return. The bottom of the 3rd inning,
for
live from
Dizzy Bat.
Maxfield Sports Complex.
When it's located well, it's pretty hard to hit. Just a matter of if he can locate those pitches.
And it's the 1-1, gonna get fouled off to the backstop for strike 2. Waiting on deck is Nick Moneill. He drew a walk during his first at-bat, put 2 on for the Nighthawks in the bottom of the 1st. Fortunately, Nighthawks came up short after some great fielding and pitching from the Blue Sox. Moneill responsible for some great fielding himself, making a deep catch in center field to record an out. As Blauser gonna rip that up the middle, Hunt scoops it up the fire over to Spaventa, comes in time to record the first
Back to
out
the top of
on the
OValley
Nighthawks.
order. Here's center fielder
Seeing
Nick
these fielders
Moneill.
flash some leather. Saw the O'Neill catch on Schrader just now. Wyatt Hunt said, yeah, you know what? Whatever you can do, I'll do it better.
Now Moneill, the University of North Florida Osprey, comes up to bat. He's averaging .293, 12 hits, 3 RBIs on the summer. Drew a walk during his first AB, looking for some similar success at the plate to really put some offense in motion for the Nighthawks. He'll look at that first offering for strike 1. Tuyos kicks and fires that 0-1, gonna be grounded over to Hunt, and he'll make an easy play to prevent out number 2 on the Hawks.
And 5 consecutive batters faced, but Tuyos has looked very in command. And a lot of weak ground balls. That's now the 4th straight. These Nighthawks hitters are going to have to adjust. He's locating that fastball well.
A.J. Bratz now at the plate. Popped out to shortstop Elko during his last at-bat. First offering. Gonna miss inside for ball 1. Tuyos kicks and fires that 1-0. Gonna miss for ball 2.
Still no hits for this Upper Valley offense. It's really in that first inning, a couple walks, stolen base for Monique. But Tuyos has looked very solid.
2-0 gonna be lifted out to center field. It'll drop. So Bratz safely aboard first. Thought about second. He'll hold up there. You spoke it into existence. The first hit for the Nighthawks. A.J. Bratz, the runner on for the shortstop Jack Spanier, who's looking to continue the trend of 2. Generate a rally for the Nighthawks, who sit back by 4.
I'll apologize to Chris Petuyos. That's what you call the announcer's jinx. Literally a couple of seconds after I said it. That's my fault on that one.
First offering to Spanier in the dirt for ball 1. Bratz will take off for second. He's put the first potential run for the Nighthawks in scoring position. That'll need his teammates to come in clutch off the 2-out hitting.
That's where most of these games in the OVL are in the middle innings, in the leverage moments. We saw it last night in the 5th. Drew Loikitz had a 2-run double down the line and 2 outs, and that was the difference in the game. So for Upper Valley tonight, can you find your way on in the big moments? And can you make Petuyos work on the mound?
Tuyos sets on the bump. He kicks and fires the 2-0, which is launched out into right center field and caught by Schrader in the outfield. So once again, the Nighthawks leave one stranded. They're still scoreless as we head into the top of the 4th. I'm going to hand the play-by-play duties over to Jack.
2-run innings here for this Blue Sox offense. Already matched their run and hit total from last night against the Sanford Mainers. But not looking to stop anytime soon. Adams misses outside in the fast hunt. Hitting .241 summer out of Monmouth. We've seen a bunch of different combinations at second base from head coach Andy Morales. Hunt's the 3rd different second baseman in 3 games. That one's grounded to the right side. No problem for Bratz. Just had the first knock of the evening for the Nighthawks, and he retired easily.
Fielder Chris Carson.
Now Chris Carson, the center fielder tonight out of Stony Brook, just recently inserted into this Blue Sox lineup, making his 3rd start in 3 games. Sophomore appeared in 47 games for the Seawolves this spring. He takes a fastball outside.
Comes into tonight with a 167 average on the summer. 1 hit. Searching for a second here on the 1-out count.
That one slicing down the left field line. 3 different Nighthawks coming in, but it'll be Spanier that makes the grab. Good solid play by the shortstop, dropping back hip. Need that look routine. Those plays aren't always easy, especially with 3 different fielders converging on the same ball. Good communication by the infield captain, Spanier. It'll be Mike Lucarelli, the Penn State product, stepping in.
Lucarelli coming around for his 3rd at-bat of the game. Last at-bat was able to reach first off of an error.
Three-game hitting streak on the line for Lucarelli, batting .286. He's the Marlin, New Jersey native. He takes a swing and a miss. On the heater from Adam. The neon green and that neon green Nighthawks alternate uniform. Low in the changeup to Lucarelli. Went 1 for 4 last night with an RBI. Struck out twice, did the outfielder. Was originally the DH for tonight, was switched around with Sebastian Mexico, who's on deck. Takes a fastball up and in. Hitters count incoming for Lucarelli. 2 gone here in the 4th. He came around to score earlier on.
We're going to come up big with a 2-out rally for the Blue Sox. They already lead it by 4, but don't want to lose the momentum here after back-to-back scoring innings.
Good start to a potential rally. Lucarelli is on to 5 walk.
Sebastian
With the ever-dangerous Sebastian Mexico stepping in from the left side. Senior out of Louisiana Tech University, right in the heart of all this Blue Sox offensive success. Hitting well over 300. He's the Templeton, Mass native. Singled and drove in a run his last time up. That one spoiled foul towards the backstop. Mexico has a hit in all but 3 games so far this season. Well, 2 of them have been the last 2. First time this season he has not been in the leadoff hole for the Blue Sox, in the 2-hole today. Fastball from Adams misses upstairs. Top 3 in hits, RBIs, and home runs in the entire league is Mexico. As Mike O'Connor waiting on deck. Lucarelli takes off for second. And no from Board behind the dish. That ball got away from him. And once again, the Blue Sox threatening on the base paths. It's now Lucarelli's 3rd stolen bag tonight. Mexico looking to extend this Blue Sox lead. It's 4-0 in the 4th. The 2-1. Upstairs and away.
So again, we see the Blue Sox threatening a 2-out count. They hit their 5th potential run in scoring position. We've seen them come up big in the previous 2 innings. Looking for some more clutch hitting here.
89 on that last fastball from Adams. Down in the count, 3-1 to the DH Mexico. He drives that one to deep left center field. Going back is Monil. He makes the grab at the warning track. That's now 2 consecutive nice plays from center field for Monil. The Blue Sox will strand one on second. A good piece of hitting by Mexico. The Nighthawks get a score for Upper Valley. Goes changeup, misses at the feet of Fellows. Still no action in either bullpen. We saw 1 pitching change for the Nighthawks so far. But the St. John's back out for his 4th inning work.
And he's been doing it for the Blue Sox.
Slicing down the line, just going to get foul. Good piece of hitting by Fellows. 99 off the bat. Just a little out in front of that breaking ball for Batuyos. Count will be even at 2-2.
Batuyos has already gone 3 scoreless innings. Looking to make it a 4th here, and as you said, his longest outing for the Blue Sox this summer. He's been looking very dominant from the bump. After getting 2 walks in the first, he's very nicely.
In danger of walking his 3rd. Right here, 3 the count. Went upwards of 5 innings this spring at the Storm. See how long it is tonight. The big right-hander in the windup. He'll deal the payoff to Fellows. Foiled back to the backstop. Foul will do it again. Ball on the outside, Black from Batuyos, but a good selective swing from Fellows. Nick with the DH waiting on deck. And we'll do the payoff once more. Grounded softly down the first baseline. Spaventa, no problem. That's a big out for this Valley defense.
Hitter Nick Schuett.
Handling the NECBL batting champ as of right now very nicely. That'll give way for the DH, Nick Schuett. Also at the top of the NECBL in batting average, .327. 16 hits out of Ryder.
He made good contact during his last AB, flying out to the right fielder, Schrader. He's looking to keep his bat hot and get some momentum going for the Nighthawks, who sit back by 4.
1 homer and 13 RBIs from the right side. He watches a fastball at the letters from Batuyos. 2-0 the count. Has more walks than he does strikeouts on the season and tonight, but so far, Batuyos has found his stuff. A lot of weak contact from these upper valley hitters. Get me over fastball, finds the lower third of the zone. 2-1 the count. To Schuett, Ryder won the MAC championship this spring. There's a lot of stickers on that black helmet.
We talked about it when the Nighthawks took on the Blues. There was another Ryder Bronco on the Blues, and Joe Tiroli, who also had a very decorated helmet, and we noticed how different their sticker patterns are. Schuett going for an increasing pattern going across through the midway of his helmet, and Tiroli had them all across the bottom and then across at the top of his helmet. Kyle Neary, another Ryder Bronco, has a decorated helmet as well.
Hawks are bringing it style-wise. Still looking at the offense here in the 4th. But it's 2-2 from Batuyos. Swing and a miss. He got him. Pulled the string on that fastball. And Schuett went fishing. Didn't catch it. And the Blue Sox rolling here in the 4th. After 2 walks, 3 hitters in the first, Batuyos has really settled in nicely tonight. He'll now face the first baseman, Persano. His first victim via the K last time up. Goes low with the breaking ball, misses at the feet of Persano. Slider finds the black on the inside corner. Persano out of Wake Forest, hitting .233 so far this summer. 14 hits, 12 runs batted in.
He's come up big for the Nighthawks in a lot of moments. Most recently recorded his 3rd home run of the summer in Newport, Rhode Island during Game 2 of the doubleheader against the Gulls. A huge hit from the Demon Deacon tied the score at 1 apiece, responding to Matt Bolton's home run.
Down on the count, 1-2 to Batuyos. Looking for another scoreless frame here from Vermont. It's an off the track man on the backstop. Will stay at 1-2. We've seen Batuyos go with that high cheddar last 2 times with that fastball. We'll see what he goes to here. 1-2. Got Schuett fishing on the breaking ball low last time out. So he'll work from the windup once more and deliver the 1-2. This is just low. Went to that breaking ball, try and get Persano fishing. Didn't bite.
Persano doing well to fight back after fallen down in the count 1-2, fouled one off, and then looked at an offering in the dirt.
There's now the 2-2. It's just foul. One fastball in the inside corner. Mentioned Phoebe Persano doing a good job at staying alive.
Just another piece of protective gear. It's a thoughtfully designed tool that optimizes a grip and performance at the plate. Engineered with precision, it conforms to each player's hand, delivering a custom-fit feel and unparalleled comfort. Launchpad Thumb Guard reduces bat vibration, improves swing mechanics and bat control, and complements a hitter's natural grip. To learn more, visit launchpadthumbguard.com. And NECBL fans will receive 20% off their own purchase by visiting www.launchpadthumbguard.com/NECBL.
Adams back out there, the big right-hander out of Florida. He'll face Mike O'Connor, Gavin Schrader, and Nick Spaventa here in the top half of the fifth.
O'Connor's gone 1 for 2 tonight, according to hit in his last AB.
It's now 2 straight fastballs from Adams that have run way upstairs. Rising senior out of Eastern Illinois University, Mike O'Connor. He's been a staple in this Blue Sox lineup all summer long. Has only missed 1 game due to rest, considering 5 straight games in 5 days. For Valley, it's a grueling regular season, and that's important for these guys. The fastball misses upstairs. Down in the count now, 3-0 is Adams. O'Connor was an all-NECBL honorable mention last summer with the Blue Sox, an all-star reserve as well. Get me over fastball from Adams. Finds the inside corner on O'Connor. 3-1 the count. O'Connor went 0 for 2 with a couple of walks last night against Sanford. A couple defensive sparklers from the hot corner. That one rounded to the right side and a flip over to Adams on the mound. And Persano to retire O'Connor. I think that one was off the knob of his bat initially. Took some weird spin to the first baseman, but nonetheless, good start here in the 5th for Adams.
Adams retires one and will now be faced by Gavin Schrader, who drew a walk and then flew out to center field. That was that deep catch from O'Neill back at the wall to record an out, but incredible contact from Schrader's bat on that hit.
Seen a couple of those find the glove of O'Neill in center. Schrader takes. He gives a low signal to his third base coach, Andy Morales. Rising senior out of Batavia, New York. Detroit Trojans. Breaking ball in the dirt, scooped by Boardman. Count will be 1-1. Hitting .342 right now is Schrader. I mentioned it earlier on. NECBL Hitter of the Week on a roll. A late addition into this Valley lineup, but has shown no signs of failing to adjust. Fastball upstairs from Adams. Seen a couple of those so far this inning. Schrader sends that one down the line, foul. Right towards that upper valley pen.
Doesn't look like anyone's really warming up too seriously in the Nighthawks bullpen at the moment. Adams came in to relieve starter Baylor Hicks and threw a scoreless top of the 4th. Looking to hold the Blue Sox bats at bay.
He's done a good job doing so far. 2-2 the count coming to Schrader. Sent into left center. That's going to get over the glove of Spanier, in for a base hit. We've seen Schrader have a moment with his first base coach, A.J. Cook, just shaking his head,
First baseman
saying something to the tune of, well, that's baseball. Find some green grass this time. We've seen him have a couple of ball's just off the end of the bat. Finds some green grass. In to out swing from Schrader. Finds himself on first. One gone here in the 5th.
And now Adams faced with the very dangerous bat in Spaventa. He's reached base twice with 2 hits, a single, brought in a run, and a stand-up double.
Both times we've seen him go the other way. A lot of opposite field power for the rising junior out of Pittman, New Jersey. Also went 1 for 4 last night against the Mainers with the strikeout. Fastball misses inside from Adams. 2-0 the count to the first baseman, Spaventa. Michael Elko waiting on deck. Schrader taking a big lead off of first. Off for Spaventa, no chance for Boardman to get Schrader. It's now the 4th stolen bag for Valley tonight. They're really taking the backs off the board.
And you mentioned how the strongest feats of this Blue Sox team, one of the NECBL leaders in stolen bags. Really showing off the legs here. They already lead it by 4. They have that 5th in scoring position now, with only 1 away.
Swing and a miss from Spaventa. Count will be now 2-2. Adams challenged him, middle fastball. Spaventa couldn't catch up to it. Big gap in between second baseman Bratz and the first baseman Bono. We'll see if Spaventa could go the opposite way once more. Rounded to the left side this time. Coming on is Spanier.
Nice throw.
Make a nice throwing play. Gets Spaventa at first. No advancement from Schrader at second. There's now 2 gone here at the top of the 5th.
Shortstop, Mike Elko.
With 2 gone, 1 in scoring position, it's Michael Elko looking to bring in the 5th run for the Blue Sox. Drew a walk during his last at-bat, still searching for his first hit. Comes into tonight with a .283 average, 17 hits and 6 RBIs. So a strong bat for the Blue Sox.
Rising junior, University of Richmond, Michael Elko. RBI fielder's choice to score the first run of the evening. Chance to do something similar here. Standing on second.
Okay, bring it in.
Fastball from Adams misses up and away. Had a knock last night. Came around to score once and a walk as well. One slicing into left center. Once again, knee there for the grab.
Hit, no errors, and 1 runner was left on base.
We'll head to the home
Time
half
to
of
go
the
down to the
5th
field.
site towards that Upper Valley dugout.
Absolutely. Was the broadcaster here some time ago. He joined Caitlin Beal and I on the Hawks Talk podcast earlier before the season started to share a little bit about his interning experience here with the Nighthawks. Great to have him up visiting the Nighthawks here in Hartford, Vermont.
It's the Nighthawks half of the 5th inning. Here's your catcher.
Bottom third Nighthawks lineup: Cameron Boardman, Kyle Neary, and Cooper Lauser. I gotta say, Boardman has my favorite bat out of this Nighthawks bunch. Miami Vice colorway.
He has been running through his bats as of late. During his last game, snapped 2 back-to-back.
Saw a bat last night for the Blue Sox split completely in half. Matuyo starts off catcher, fastball downstairs. Boardman grounded out to the second baseman Hunt his last time up. Yos only has given up 1 hit. Productive outing. Breaking ball misses outside.
All right, I'm working, Cam. Come on. Get on.
Boardman plays his college ball at Hartford, so he's not too far from home, playing in the NECBL this summer. Comes into tonight with a .304 average. He's got 3 runs off 7 hits, 8 RBIs. He's recorded 2 doubles this summer.
Swung and missed. Offering from Batuyos. He'll come set and deliver the 2-1. A big wave and miss. From the backstop, Boardman. Now even in the count, 2-2 to Batuyos. Near eye, hitting on the left fielder. Slicing foul off the bat of Boardman. We'll do the 2-2 once more. There are so many dangerous hitters in these Nighthawks starting lineup. 3 different guys in the top 15 in batting average like we were talking about. You got to think 4 runs is not good enough of a cushion, and these Blue Sox are going to be extra careful. As we'll see the 2-2 to Boardman. Rounded foul off the chain.
And you couldn't have asked for a better start from Batuyos, holding them scoreless throughout the first 4. Has 2 strikes against Boardman here to lead off the bottom of the 5th.
Boardman's fighting from the left side. Batuyos will shrug off Kozar and deliver. This is upstairs with the fastball. Count now runs full, 3-2. Nighthawks have had a couple of walks tonight back in that first. Boardman looking for a leadoff base runner here for OValley. Payoff from Batuyos. Now back to the backstop. We'll do it again. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Batuyos approaching 70 here in the 5th. Looking higher. Pitcher Boardman for the 2nd time. 3-2 once more. He is doing a great job at fighting.
Really making Batuyos work for this first down. Worked the count full and a couple of foul balls. He's still alive at the plate. Nighthawks still searching for a leadoff base runner.
Chokes up on that green and pink bat. We'll see Batuyos work from the windup with the 3-2. Once again, on the 10th pitch of the at-bat, fouls it off once more. Kozar, the catcher Kozar, shares a smile with home plate umpire Donald Golar. Balls are in the yard here, impressive rate, not over the outfield fence. But foul balls off the bat of Boardman. The 11th pitch of the at-bat. What do you know, a great at-bat. The Hartford product, he stands on first. And he really deserved that one.
Worked very hard against Batuyos to come out the victor in that AB. He puts a runner on for Kyle Near eye walking up to Lush Life.
I don't know if walk up on Stream Summer, more like.
He recently changed it. It's a nice walk, and I like it. I gotta say, my favorite I've ever heard was LA Love by Fergie.
You get tons of different music tastes here in the NECBL. I've always asked myself what my walk-up song be. It's a question I'm still asking myself today.
Still pondering?
My playing days being over. It's an ongoing just thought in my mind.
What was your go-to during your playing days?
Well, our coach didn't let us use walk-up song very much. I always liked the throwback stuff. Danger Zone, Kenny Loggins was probably my go-to. I gotta say, I've been impressed with all that I've been hearing all summer. A lot of creative minds here in the NECBL. It's Kyle Near-eye, the left fielder. Watches another fastball from Batuyos miss inside. It'll be the big left-hander Andrew Juergens working in the bullpen for the Blue Sox.
Clutch hitting.
It'll be bottom then top due up here for Upper Valley. Juergens gets Blauser swinging on an outside heater. Blauser played at Jacksonville State this spring. 0 for 1 so far tonight. The best chance here for the Nighthawks to try and cut into this Valley lead. Behind on the heat once more. Juergens up in the count, 0-2. It'll be top. Nick Moneill waiting on deck. Infielders at normal depths. As good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Juergens on the mound, a big strikeout. Past the waving Cooper Blauser. That's not the kind of at bat you wanted if you're Upper Valley.
But it's exactly the response you want if you're Juergens coming in, striking out the first batter you face in your relief appearance.
Juergens, a guy just like Petullo's, struggles at times with command, but when his fastball is on, very hard for a right-handed hitter to hit. Nick Moneill grounds that one to the left side. Elko. He'll throw it to Spaventa just in time. The Upper Valley dugout thought Moneill dug that one out in time. The first base umpire Josh Garcia says, got him by a half step.
Moneill, a very speedy member of the Nighthawks. He's tough to throw out, but this time Spaventa and Elko getting the best of him, but he does his job. He pushes the runners forward. There's 2 away now on the Nighthawks, so they're really hoping Bratz can come up big. He has a single tonight. Tonight hits 8 RBIs, a 244 average.
Breaking ball from Juergens misses low. Bratz had the first hit of the night for Upper Valley back in the 3rd. And you mentioned it, Phoebe, at the very minimum, it's a productive at bat. You move your runners into scoring position. Anything into the outfield is scoring 2. Counts now 1-1 to Bratz. The second baseman, Spanier, the shortstop, waiting on deck. This feels like a big moment to decide the outcome of this game. We talked about it, the middle innings, oh so important.
And if the Nighthawks can notch a run on here, it could be the shift in momentum that they've been looking for.
2 gone here in the 5th. Just a foul off the bat of Bratz. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 guys on, 2s all over the place. Seeing some light action in that Nighthawks bullpen. Looks like a right-hander Drew Conan out of Virginia. Juergens gets another foul ball off the bat of Bratz, just staying alive. Behind on the outside fastball. Juergens relieved. Chris Petullo's here in the 5th for another big punch out on Bratz. Fastball runs away. The right-handed batter. 3-2 the count. Walk would not be the worst thing in the world, as there is an open base. Juergens will come to his set and deliver the payoff. And that drills Bratz in the elbow. Free pass given up by the southpaw here in the 5th. And just like that, the tying run is at the plate for Upper Valley.
So Upper Valley sitting in a strong position here. To first, loads them up for next. Spanier flew out to right field during his last AB, took a walk to start off his evening, searching for his first hit of the game.
After a discussion from head coach Andy Morales and umpire Donald Galler, we're going to have a meeting here between the umpires. I think Coach Morales arguing that Bratz leaned into that pitch a little bit. didn't look like it from our angle, just looked like it was a breaking ball that ran in on the hands. After a brief discussion, seems like the umpires agree with us here in the box. The bases loaded for the shortstop Spanier.
Your shortstop, Jack Spanier.
This is a really big opportunity for the Nighthawks. Trailing by 4 to the Valley Blue Sox. 4. 2 gone here in the 5th. Fastball from Juergens misses outside to the shortstop. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Walked back in the 1st.
Spanier got the start last night as well. Had an RBI, a double, 2 hits, and reached on a couple of errors.
Takes another fastball from Juergens. That one misses outside as well. Good spot right now for Upper Valley. Shortstop Spanier up in the count 2-0. Arguably their best hitter, Cole Fellows, waiting on deck. Another fastball runs outside from Juergens. Can't afford a walk here if you're the Blue Sox. Nowhere to put 3-hole hitter Spanier. Big righty will step in, up in the count 3-0. Juergens finds the black on the fastball. Good pitch from the southpaw out of Georgetown. He's going to need to find a way to get out of this jam here in the 5th. Blue Sox still up 4-0 here. The Nighthawks threatening. Skied foul off the bat of Spanier. 2 good back-to-back fastballs from Juergens.
Juergens doing well to even the count after falling down 3-0. Now just needs one more great pitch to punch out Spanier and leave this inning unscathed.
Big lefty will come to his set. Deliver the payoff. Misses outside. The first run of the evening comes in to score off the RBI walk from the shortstop Spanier.
Great look for the Nighthawks, bringing their first run of the game off of a walk. But if you're Fellows, you want to keep this momentum going. They've been held scoreless throughout the first 4, so to put up an onslaught here would really set the tone for the later innings of the game.
Fellows the right field, 0 for 2 tonight. We've been mentioning all night long, CL leader for batting average. Sharply down the line, foul. So pop out to the catcher Kozar back in the 1st, and a ground ball to Spaventa at 1st his last time up. Jake Andrews in the bullpen, nice play. Juergens up in the count, 0-1 to the Columbia product. Good breaking ball, misses just outside. No chase from Fellows. Runners at all 3 pillows here for Upper Valley. This tying run is at 1st.
At 1st and Spanier. Brotz dancing around 2nd. And Neareye with that 2nd potential run, 90 feet away at 3rd.
2-1 now the count to Fellows, the right fielder. Nick Schuett, the DH, waiting on deck. Infielders are back. 2-1 in there for a strike. With fastball in the outside corner from Juergens. It's a big pitch incoming. One swing of the bat could tie this game or take the lead. Valley looking for an out here in the 5th. Trying to limit the damage. The 2-2. Send foul back towards us. We'll do the 2-2 once more.
So this is 3rd time today we've seen the Nighthawks fight to stay alive on the 2-strike count. Saw it from Boardman and then Brotz earlier this inning.
And that one drills Fellows in the forearm.
going to take a beat.
And the appeal down to the umpire, Justin Chamberlain on the bases, said no swing, Fellows. So it's going to be another run coming across for the Nighthawks. That's now 3 consecutive 3 passes.
They have the athletic trainer there checking on Fellows, along with field manager Matt Paws, making sure he's okay as he takes off those batting gloves.
Fellows will walk gingerly over to the first base back. He appears to be all right. We get a round of applause from the Vermont faithful here, supporting their Nighthawks. It's now 4-2 here in the 5th. We get another pitching meeting here on the mound with assistant coach Robbie Hitt.
It's definitely how you want to wear a pitch coming close to the rim.
Another fastball to Kozar, finds the zone. Went 0 for 4 yesterday against the Mainers, just hitting under 150.
Now, is Canada Day the Canadian version of their Independence Day?
I might have to ask him after the game. I know he was hearing it on the bus from a couple of his teammates, couple rounds of applause on the trip up to Sanford, Maine.
Because Caitlin Beal and I, as we were driving to Maxfield last night, we did pass a sign announcing a Happy Canada Day, and it's the first I'd heard of it.
Well, a day late, he's celebrating well here in the 6th. Good hard knock to get things going here for Valley.
Second baseman Wyatt Hunt.
Now the 7th hit of the night. Felt good off the bat of Kozar, 95 off the bat. With a hard-throwing righty like Conan on the mound, he's bound to give up some screamers off the bat from these Blue Sox bats. Wyatt Hunt, the second baseman, stepping in, Monmouth product. New Jersey takes a fastball at the knees, strike 1. Hunt hitting just under 250 this summer. Last appeared in the Westerners game back in Holyoke, went 2 for 4. Can't find the zone that time is Conan. Breaking ball, 81 on the ray gun.
You can see Kozar dancing off of first, taking a huge leap.
The ball almost got away from the backstop Boardman. And we just got confirmation that Canada Day is actually celebrating their independence from Britain. So you learn something new every day. Shout out to Kozar, representing his country well here in the NECBL this summer. This got into shallow center field by Hunt. And a nice over-the-shoulder grab by Spanier. Once again, had 4 Nighthawks converging in on that ball. Captain of this defense has looked sharp all night long. He's had 2 very impressive grabs.
Spanier plays his college ball for the Golden Gophers at the University of Minnesota. It's a huge shortstop in the land of 10,000 lakes. And he's been huge for the Nighthawks all summer long.
9-hole hitter Chris Carson steps up. 0 for 3 last night. Quick check in on Kozar at first. Carson out of Stony Brook. Hit just over 250 this spring with the Seawolves. Fastball runs way upstairs from Conan. Carson now up in the count, 2-0. It'll be the top of the order with Mike Lucarelli waiting on deck. That one slicing into shallow left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second is Kozar. He's going to be into third safely. And he's going to take off for home. The throw is not in time to get him. Looked like an error throw from Nearai out in left. And smart base running from Kozar and Carson. Blue Sox take advantage.
So the Blue Sox reestablish a 3-run lead off of some fielding trouble from the Nighthawks. And after the hard work you put in the bottom of the 5th to score your first 2 runs and get a really good bases loaded look, definitely not the
Left fielder Mike Lucarelli.
response you want in the top of the 6th.
It was hard to tell. It looked like that throw came in cleanly to the cutoff man's Spanier, but an issue corralling that ball at shortstop. Makes all the difference here for Valley and the Nighthawks. And to try and get out of this 6th, limiting the damage. I mean, Mike Lucarelli stepping in. Already his 4th at bat tonight. Walked back in the 4th his last time up. Carson just got his 2nd hit of the summer. He's standing on 2nd. There's a little chin music in on Lucarelli. 3-0 the count to the Nittany Lion as we'll get a mound visit here between Conan and his catcher Boardman and his shortstop Spanier. And those plays are always tough. You want to just limit Carson standing on first. You have runners at the corners. 1 gone, no runs given up, but that error throw, cutoff man. It's the simple mistakes that have proven to be the difference tonight. Free passes for Juergens and Batuyos that allowed Upper Valley to get 2 back in the 5th. Blue Sox capitalized on some Upper Valley mistakes as well. A couple errors. Mix that in with 3 back-to-back-to-back singles. We have a 5-2 ball game here in Vermont. Lucarelli takes a breaking ball at the knees. Counts now 2-1. Sebastian Mexico, the DH, waiting on deck.
Mexico really not a bat that wants to face. He's been making really strong contact, reaching base twice so far tonight.
We'll have to deal with Lucarelli first. 3-1 the count. Off man for the Blue Sox. Playing left field tonight. He'll take a hard back at that fastball. Conan. Lucarelli was trying to put that ball in the trees in right field. We'll have to back in, recollect himself. It's a full count to the leadoff man for the Blue Sox. Payoff. Skied high but foul. Just behind on that fastball was Lucarelli. See how he can adjust here. The rising redshirt sophomore. Still a 3-game hitting streak on the line for Lucarelli. 0 for 2 with a walk so far tonight. Breaking ball right in on the knees. Lucarelli knew. That's a good strikeout for Conan on the mound. Chance to get out of this 6th. Just allowing 1 run.
Designated hitter Sebastian Mexico.
Man at the plate, Sebastian Mexico. Not going to be an easy task. He's already driven in a run on a single tonight. Arguably the most dangerous hitter in this Valley lineup.
Get him.
Fastball catches the black at the knees of Mexico. Got back on the right track hitting wise. Single back in the 3rd to drive in Lucarelli. Looking for more here in the 6th. Hearted swing. Peel down to Justin Chambers on the bases. Mexico did not go around. Counts even at 1-1, 2 gone. Chris Carson, the Stony Brook Seawolves, standing on 2nd for the Blue Sox. Breaking ball misses low. Mexico did not agree with the call. Good pitch on the outside corner from Conan to find a way to get the 2-hole hitter Mexico. Just fouled off the bat. Big number 24. Stay alive at the count at 1-2. 96 on the fastball from Conan. He is bringing it velocity-wise.
Doing well to stay alive on this 2-strike count. 2 against the Blue Sox, who still have that 6 potential run in scoring position. And as you said, would like to pile on as much as they can before they retire the bats back over to the Nighthawks.
1-2 will be the count to Mexico. Runs in inside on the hands. Templeton, Mass native. Count will be 2-2. Conan is bringing the velocity on his fastball tonight, as Mexico spoils that one foul. Went changeup. Louisiana Tech product that time. We'll see what big number 27 goes to here. It's topped out at 96 just now on that heater. We'll see if Mexico can add on to this Valley lead. Yes, he can. That one is lined sharply into the right center gap. Chris Carson's going to come all the way around to score. Sebastian Mexico's been hot, and he stays hot.
It is huge for the Blue Sox. They've just notched their 6th run of the game, and they're threatening with more. Some strong 2-out hitting coming from Sebastian Mexico and Chris Carson to score 2 more for the Blue Sox.
When you bring it velocity-wise on the mound, you're bound to have some loud contact off the bat of these Blue Sox hitters. Saw it right there from Mexico, 99 off the bat of the lefty. Now 6-2 here in the 6th. Mike O'Connor steps in, ducked down, thinking it was a breaking. Finds the zone, strike 1 to the Eastern Illinois product. An RBI single, just like Mexico back in the 3rd. Big wave and a miss from number 13. Comes up empty. Mexico just lined a double into the right center gap. Scored Chris Carson. Blue Sox retake a 4-run lead. Half-hearted swing by O'Connor, and he goes down swinging. Blue Sox strike once again, another 2 spot to get on base. Only 2 hits so far tonight to Valley's 9. If the Nighthawks are going to come back in this game, why wait? This Blue Sox hitting has been very on top of things.
Looks like we have Steven Mazza from Marist warming up in the bullpen, another newcomer for the Nighthawks. This would be his 2nd pitching appearance this summer.
Jurgens gets a fastball fouled off the bat of Brizano. Mazza's thrown just 2 innings so far. Last appeared 4 days ago against the North Shore Navigators. We'll see how long Conan remains in for Upper Valley. Right now, the Valley pitching staff trying to retire Brizano. Fastball just misses on the inside corner. Jurgens and Kozar didn't agree with the call. Leadoff walk here for the Nighthawks.
Your
start the home half
pitcher,
at 6.
Cameron Boardman.
Cameron Boardman, catcher. 1-2. Nighthawks singles so far this evening. Did that his last AB back in the 5th. Part of that 2-run inning. Takes a fastball at the knees from Jurgens. Still sporting that Miami Vice colorway wood bat. Seen a lot of different style points given to the Nighthawks tonight. Jurgens will check in on Brizano over at first. So that big lefty leg kick from the southpaw Jurgens. It's always tougher to steal bags off of lefties. We'll see if Upper Valley is aggressive here. Or stays put. Breaking ball misses upstairs to Boardman. Near-eye, the left fielder, waiting on deck. Another base runner back in that 5th inning. Gone with a walk. Fastball once more from Juergens, just misses. These balls aren't missing by a whole lot. Just a couple inches off the outside corner from Georgetown Hoya. Middle infielders are back in double play depth. Spaventa holding on. Base runner Perzano. Leave another check-in on him. Back in standing, no problem. Count remains 2-1. It's the U-Heart product, Boardman. Juergens goes inside on the heater. Counts now 3-1.
Perzano leading off of first. He hasn't stolen a bag yet this summer. We'll see if he continues to garner the attention of Juergens. Taking a big leap off of first.
Rounded to the left side by Boardman, coming on his Elko, and there'll be no play. Took a really big hop off that first lip in the infield grass. So 2 singles here for Boardman tonight were the lone bright spots in this Nighthawks lineup.
Left fielder.
They're threatening once again. 2 runners on, nobody out. Kyle Near-eye, the left fielder. Batting just 114 so far this summer. The Ryder Bronco, a big chance to once again cut into this Blue Sox lead.
Near-eye was the first Nighthawk of the summer to get a hit. This was back during the season opener against Newport. Took till the 6th inning, but got the scoring going for the Nighthawks, notching that first win for Upper Valley. Took some time off after taking a scary pitch to the dome. He's back in the starting lineup here tonight in Manning left field.
Looping curveball from Juergens, misses the zone. Struggling to find some command here in the 6th. Some more runs could be in play for Upper Valley. Our left fielder Near-eye up in the count 2-0. Blauser, the 9-hole hitter, waiting on deck. Getting the over fastball from the Tampa native, finds the zone for Juergens. Perzano on second and Boardman on first. One slicing foul off the bat of Near-eye. Just avoided the Tesla driving in.
That would have been an unfortunate way to leave Maxfield tonight.
No windshields were harmed in that foul ball. We'll see what the southpaw Juergens brings here, 2-2. Lined into shallow right field, coming on is Schrader. He'll make the grab. No tag from Perzano over at second base. Good out number 1 for Juergens here in the 6th.
Your third baseman, Cooper
Blauser, the third baseman, he'll step up. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Down swinging via the K. His last at bat in the 5th, grounded out to Hunt at second. Back in the 3rd. Another guy batting under 150 so far this summer. But his 5th hit and potentially 4th RBI would go a long way for these Nighthawks. This ball misses upstairs from Juergens. He's had some trouble with command. Already 2 hit by pitches and 2 walks. Giving up to these Upper Valley hitters. Top of the order, Nick O'Neill waiting on deck. Fastball finds the zone on Blauser.
Can see O'Neal sporting his UNF Ospreys helmet and in the on-deck circle.
Breaking ball turned on, but foul. Bowser hit that one a long way. Just had to sit back on it a little long. Long strike two here in the whole half of the sixth. 1-2 the count, one gone. 9-0 Cooper Blizzard. And that one drills the forearm of the third baseman and also the chest protector of Kozar behind the dish. Both guys appear to be okay. And now the fifth free pass given up by Juergens here tonight. And once more, the Nighthawks threatening.
Top of the batting order coming up in Nick O'Neal.
O'Neal 0 for 2 tonight with a walk.
That is brought to you by OValley Building Supply.
So far
Building
tonight.
Solution provider. Since
Could really be a
1962,
big moment here in this one.
For the Valley Blue Sox is a senior from Eastern Illinois.
Those of you tuning in, Cheese Feedy Winters, I'm Jack DiNapoli. Good one brewing from Vermont.
Center fielder Nick
Will be the for this Nighthawks lineup. Nick O'Neal steps in to face Jack Pottiger, the new arm on the mound. Pottiger starts him off with a hard fastball at the knees for strike one. It was right around 91 with that heater. Really use it out here. This is low to O'Neal, center fielder tonight. Had a lot of nice defensive plays out there. We'll see if he can deliver with his bat. Roth's waiting on deck. So foul back towards us on the breaking ball from Pottiger.
O'Neal's gone 0 for 2 so far tonight, but also drew a walk. Nighthawks were able to score their first run of 2 off of a walk.
Pottiger misses outside. There's a motion to Kozar. Motioning that was his bat on that heater. Nonetheless, 2-2 the count incoming to O'Neal. Big pitch here for both sides. Grounded softly foul. Ran in on the hands of O'Neal, able to spoil it off. Center field out of North Florida. A couple of ground balls so far tonight. You got to think one more of those would at least score 1 run. But a big pitch coming here from Pottiger. This is low on the changeup. Nighthawks have already walked in 2 runs tonight. Pottiger in danger of doing the same here in the 6th. Full count incoming to O'Neal. And nowhere to put him. The payoff. Misses low, he did it. The third run of the night for the Nighthawks is coming in via the walk.
We mentioned O'Neal, the walk leader for the Nighthawks. Came into tonight with 17. He's added on 2
Here's
more.
your second baseman,
The team lead of 19. Nighthawks cut the lead in half. Brock's looking to do some more damage with the bases loaded and only 1 out on the board. Took a free pass during his last at bat, but has gone 1 for 2 with a single.
Fastball at the knees from Pottiger finds the outside black. Brock's the second baseman. Got hit by a pitch from Juergens his last time up. Had that single back in the 3rd. Grounded up the middle, off the glove of Pottiger, and it's going to get through the outfield. 2 runs are coming around to score for Upper Valley. And a big moment here in the 6th. Now just a 1-run ball game.
That is a huge timely hit from Bratz. I mentioned at the start of the game, the Nighthawks have struggled their past 6 games. They've been missing that piece of clutch hitting to come up and really do some damage off of the good looks that they've been seeing throughout the summer, especially in those past 6 games. Brotz getting the job done. He's turned this into a one-run game with runners on the corners for the Nighthawks. Only one away, and Jack Spanier now at the plate.
81 off the bat of Brotz. Took a big hop off the attempted catch from Pottinger on the mound. So now runners out the corners. Upper Valley a real chance to tie this ball game up. Looked like all momentum was on the side of the away team. The home Nighthawks have taken it right back. It's now 6-5 here in the bottom of the 6th. Spanier takes a fastball inside. 2-0 the count. O'Neill walked to start Pottinger's day, and now an error for the big lefty on the mound. Some foul off the bat of Spanier, the shortstop. Already 2 walks so far tonight. Flew out to right fielder Schrader back in the 3rd. Cole Fellows eagerly waiting for his 4th at bat. Was plunked by Juergens back in the 5th. Runner takes off for 2nd, throw down by Kozar. Not in time. No advancement from O'Neill at 3rd, but Brotz is in at 2nd. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 gone here in the 6th.
That's Brotz's 5th stolen bag on the summer, giving the Nighthawks a really good look with 2 runners now in scoring position. Brotz, of course, representing that go-ahead now off of 2nd.
That's another free pass given up by Pottinger on the mound. Mentioned at the top of the broadcast just how inconsistent this Valley pitching staff has been.
That's Spanier's 3rd walk of the evening. He sits just behind O'Neill for the team lead.
Base is loaded once more for the ever dangerous Cole Fellows. We've talked about him a lot tonight. Hasn't come through in a big way just yet. A really big at bat incoming for the cleanup hitter. This is why you slot him in at this portion of the lineup for situations like this.
Right fielder,
Right fielder has come through all season long for Upper Valley, hitting just under 370. Could add on a couple more RBIs to that total. Big moment here in the 6th. Infielders are back. Runners at all 3 bases. Breaking ball misses inside to Fellows. 0 for 2 tonight, was hit by a pitch his last time up. Pottinger really going to have to find an out here. Can't afford to give up much more runs. That one almost drills Fellows for the 2nd time tonight. Eastern Illinois product struggling to find the zone so far in his 9th outing of the summer. The hitters count here for Fellows, the right fielder. Slicing foul down the 3rd baseline towards that Blue Sox bullpen. Just behind on the heater from Pottinger. 88 on the radar gun. Lefty-lefty matchup here in a big moment in the 6th. This is low once more. A walk, a hit for Brotz. Another walk to Spanier. Tying run on 3rd base. 3-1 the count in Fellows. Big moment here. And he misses once more. The 3rd walk of the evening given up by Pottinger. And just like that, Upper Valley has tied up this ball game.
This is a huge moment if you're the Nighthawks. We've seen them struggle the past 6 games with a losing streak. They've now gotten a tie ball game. Nick Schuett looking to capitalize off of the bases loaded, only 1 away. Saw him come up in a bases loaded situation in the bottom of the 5th. Flew out to right field, so got some good contact. But the Valley outfielder is just all over it, so looking to come up big for the Nighthawks here.
Ryder Bronco slammed his helmet, but a chance of redemption here in the 6th. Swing and a miss on the changeup from Pottinger. Up in the count, 0-2 to the DH Shuett. He's been right at the heart of this Upper Valley success all summer long. And a chance for the Nighthawks to take their first lead of the night. Swing and a miss, he got him. Good fastball from Pottinger. Now 2 gone here in the 6th, and that was absolutely huge pitch.
They have the man who started it all. Leadoff hitter for the 6th inning, took a walk and put one on, brought in that 3rd run for the Nighthawks. Start off the 4-run spurt we've seen so far. Looking to do some further damage here.
4 spots so far in the 6th for the Nighthawks. It's Ryan Persano. Came around to score one of the runs. And started things off in the home half with a walk. Demon Deacon looking to add on. Fastball from Pottinger misses inside. Cameron Boardman, the catcher, waiting on deck. Nowhere to put Persano. Already 3 walks here in the inning for Pottinger. Upper Valley a chance to take their first lead tonight. 3 straight balls from Pottinger. Could be the 4th walk to drive in a run here for the Nighthawks. Persano most definitely going to be patient. Up in the count now, 3-0. Get the over fastball from the southpaw, finds the zone. But still down 3-1 to Persano. Gonna need to find a way to limit the damage here in the 6th. That ball is absolutely driven to right field, but right into the glove of Gavin Schrader.
So Schrader sitting ahead in the count 2-1. Mazza looking for a strong relief appearance to keep the Nighthawks going as the count moves even on Schrader. Schrader coming into tonight with a .342 average, a very strong back in this Blue Sox lineup as he's going to line one up the middle for a base hit.
Second consecutive knock for the Troy Trojan. Schrader's really started to come alive in this middle portion of the NECBL season. Started off not so great, was in and out of the lineup over there at first, but has really found a home in the outfield. He's been a staple this past week or so.
Getting the Blue Sox started off right. A leadoff runner in the top of the 7th. We're going to reestablish the lead as the first offering to Spavenza. High and away for ball 1. Spaventa, he's gone 2 for 3, recorded a double and a single. Also brought in a run. Looking to maintain his hot bat here. As the 1-0 for Mazza, in there for strike 1. Mazza shakes off a couple of pitches from Boardman. He now sets on the bump, and the 1-1 gonna get swung on and missed for strike 2.
Another big hearty hack from Spaventa. We've already seen the opposite field power from him tonight. Would not surprise me if he goes that way again. And a big gap between the second baseman Bratz and Persano over there holding on Schrader.
As the 1-2, gonna get him swinging and missing. Mazza gets the best of Spaventa, takes him down on swings to record the first out against the Blue Sox. They've still got a runner on first in Schrader. So now Michael Elko comes up to the plate. He's gone 0 for 2, drawing a walk. And we've seen all evening how much of a base-stealing threat this Blue Sox team is. No surprise if Schrader makes the jump for second. He's been taking a big jump off of first First offering high and away, and the runner goes throw down. Not going to come in time as Spanier had to leap over the diving Schrader, who has just put that go-ahead run in scoring position for the Blue Sox.
And just Schrader's second stolen bag this summer. Big spot incoming for Elko. We saw him come through in the RBI Fielder's Choice back in the second.
As the 1-0, gonna get him swinging and missing for strike one. And again, although Elko's 0 for 2, we've seen him make some really good contact, flying out to center field. As the 1-1, Allen tails in there for strike 2.
It looks like the reliever Jake Andrews getting warm up for this Valley defense. You saw Jack Pottinger really struggle in that bottom of the 6th.
And the 1-2 gets him swinging. So that's 2 backwards Ks for Mazza to put 2 out on the Blue Sox, who threatened to take the lead with a runner in scoring position off Schrader. Now it's Reese Kozar, who recorded a hit during his last AB, looking to bring home the go-ahead. The first offering to Kozar, in there for strike 1.
Another big spot for both sides. The Nighthawks have all the momentum right now, and their bats have really been hot. But we've seen it shift to both sides. Blue Sox with a run here could really take it back.
There's the 0-1. That one's low and away for ball 1. So Kozar now in an even count. There's 2 away on the Blue Sox, but that go-ahead dancing around second in Schrader. Mazza gonna ask for a mound visit from Boardman to talk strategy. It's a huge moment for the Nighthawks. As you said, they've really started to gain some momentum, put up back-to-back multi-run half innings. Looking to keep the bats hot, but it starts here with cooling down the bats of the Blue Sox to really give your offense a fighting chance.
And the difference in this game has been the free pass. We talked about it all night long. For all 3 of these pitchers for the Blue Sox, they have 3 walks each. That's 9. And Upper Valley only has 4 hits tonight, but this game is tied. It really just goes to show how crucial those moments have been in favor of the Nighthawks.
As the 1-1 gets him swinging and missing for strike 2. Mazza looking strong from the bump in his relief appearance. Came in to relieve Drew Conan, who made his summer debut for the Nighthawks tonight. This is only Mazza's second appearance as the 1-2 gets him swinging in the dirt. Back-to-back Ks for Mazza half inning. We mentioned it, taking advantage of the free passes and then some timely hits as Boardman fouls off that first offering from Pottinger, brings the count 0-1. It's Cameron, Boardman, Kyle Neary, and Cooper Blauser do up to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Boardman 2 for 3 with 2 singles, brought in 2 runs as the 1. In there for strike 2.
I'm surprised that these Blue Sox pitching coaches stuck with Pottinger on the mound. But it just goes to your point, just how much they trust him, especially in this situation.
As the 0-2 just misses for ball 1. We've seen him go no longer than 1 2/3 innings for the Blue Sox so far this summer. We'll see how long he goes. Tonight has already pitched 1 full inning. The 1-2 to Boardman, chopped over his head. Boardman taken off for first, and a drop from Elko. Gonna put a runner on for the Nighthawks. Boardman once again. Leadoff man getting a runner on. A huge for for the Nighthawks. They're desperately looking to take the lead here, maintain these hot bats and this positive momentum. And that's just an unfortunate slip from Elko. In short, he had a good scoop on and it tipped down. Gave Boardman just enough time to reach.
3 back-to-back triples for, or singles, excuse me, for Boardman. And those plays are always tough. You could see Pottinger a little pass. You saw that chopper get off his glove before, and that scored 2 runs for the Nighthawks. It was going to be a tough play all around.
He's going to check over at Boardman at first, nothing doing. He's going to clean up the dirt around first. Count 0-1 on Neareye.
We'll have some laundry to do tonight. Almost every inch of those white pants covered.
As the 0-1 misses inside for ball 1. And the Nighthawks were donning their all-white uniforms last night, so they've already had to clean those white pants last night. Some more laundry and a ton of bleach as the 1-1 going to be skied out into foul territory. Moves 1-2 on the Ryder Bronco. Pottinger doing well to get ahead in the count. Boardman leads off of first. The 1-2 high and away for ball 2. Great look from Kozar to get Cameron Boardman in check at first.
His speed is definitely in the minds of both Pottinger and Kozar. Almost went the back pick.
Another pick over to Boardman, nothing doing. So Neareye in an even count. Boardman with the go-ahead off of first as the 2-2. That one's going to be fouling off. Neareye extending this at bat, staying alive. Seen a few of those tonight. We'll see who wins out in this battle between Pottinger and Neareye. The 2-2. That one's high and away for a full count.
Actually the bat of Neareye. It was a very half swing. It was going to be a ball. A break there for Pottinger on the mound.
So Pottinger deals the 2-2 again. One crushed to O'Connor at third. The throw over to Spaventa at first goes offline. So that's 2 safe aboard for the Nighthawks. They threaten here again in the bottom of the 7th. Or sorry, it looks like they got the throw on the lead runner.
Boardman was cut down at second, and it was going to be a really close play with Neareye. Would have been a half step or less to get him on the 5-4-3 double play. Throw goes offline.
So now it's Blauser at the dish. First offering gonna miss outside for ball 1. Neareye now represents the go-ahead off of first. 1 away on the Nighthawks. Blauser and a 1-0 count. Blauser gone 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch as well, as he swings in the dirt for an even 1 count. Pottinger fires the 1-1. That one's low, but Blauser goes around to bring the count 1-2. Pottinger doing well to get ahead in the count. The 1-2 gonna get fouling off into the stop. Blauser will in on the 1-2.
This would be a huge strikeout for Pottinger on the mound. We've seen him struggle with command all outing long. But if he can get his confidence up, that fastball almost unhittable.
The 1-2. That one's low and away for ball 2. Count moves in on number 2, Cooper Blauser. Neareye dancing off of first. with the go-ahead is the 2-2, going to be high and away. Count moves full on Blauser.
Mentioned the fastball being lethal. Well, you got to locate it first if you're Pottinger. Two very non-competitive pitches. We'll see what he goes to here.
As he's going to check over on near eye at first. Pottinger kicks and deals that full count. Gonna be skied down the left field line. Here comes near eye round into third. He's gonna go for home. He's charging home, and the go-ahead run scores. Kyle Neareye off the double from Cooper. Blauser just hugged that left field line to score the go-ahead. Neareye absolutely flying around the bases. Nighthawks take the lead. They're looking to add on a couple more as they back at the top of the batting order. And Nick O'Neill, he's already drawn 2 walks tonight. As we're going to see a mound visit over to Pottinger.
Looks like he's motioning to pitching coach Robbie Hitt that he's all right. Kind of a surprising move that you keep him into this game. Has already given the Nighthawks back the lead. You got to think, how many relievers do these Blue Sox have left?
And I think that speaks a lot to the maturity level of Pottinger as a pitcher. To want to stay in is huge. This is summer ball, and you're looking to develop your skills, and to want to stay in and work yourself out of this jam is a really huge move and shows off the maturity of this player. In Pottinger, we've seen how trusted he is by the Valley Blue Sox staff. We're going to show off why he has that trusted arm here. It's the 0-1 to Monil. Going to miss high, ball 1.
You saw Monil square around to bunt on that first pitch. You mentioned it earlier, just how Upper Valley opts for small ball a good amount of the time. We'll see if they do it here in the later stages.
And 1-1, gonna get him swinging for strike 2. And 2 to Monil, gonna miss low and outside for ball 2. And an even count with Blauser in scoring position off of second after his first double of the summer. The 2-2 in there for strike 3, froze him up. Puts 2 away on the Nighthawks as A.J. Bratz comes up to the plate. Bratz has gone 2 for 3 tonight, 2 singles. Also wore 1 on the shoulder. Looking to capitalize off of having Blauser in scoring position on the 2-out count. If you're the Nighthawks, although you've taken the lead, you'd love to put up some insurance here before you retire the bats back over to the Blue Sox, who have been no short of hits. First offering going to be outside for ball 1.
Yeah, 10 hits on the night for Valley and just 6 for the Nighthawks. But it just goes back to what I've been saying, the errors in the free passes. It's been the tell of the tale, and Upper Valley's taken full advantage.
As the 1-0 going to be fouled off into the backstop. And a win tonight on home turf would be huge for the Nighthawks, who've dropped the past 6. They're preparing for a doubleheader in Montpelier on the 4th of July. And the competition for the Governor's Cup is the 1-1 going to miss low and outside for ball 2.
That's going to be a big one. Just a half game separating the Nighthawks and the Vermont Mountaineers right now.
As a 2-1 going to be skied into foul territory. It's going to drop off the roof of the Nighthawks dugout for an even 2-2 count. Deuce is wild on the board. Blauser leading off of second with the 8th potential run for the Nighthawks. Jack Spanier waiting on deck. We'll see if we get to him. Pottinger has to go through Brotz first. Pottinger kicks and fires that 2-2. Going to be ripped up the middle. It's a base hit for Brotz. A great dive from Hunt. Slips under his glove, and with that, Blauser comes around to score the 8th run for the Nighthawks. Nighthawks lead it by 2 as they have Brotz on first. Jack Spanier at the plate.
A great piece of hitting by Brotz. Just past the outstretched glove of Hunt.
Shortstop, Jack Spanier.
This might be Pottinger's last batter. Looks like he's making some motion to the dugout to see how long they leave him in here. He's already given up this lead, and Nighthawks not stopping anytime soon.
Is the first offering to Spanier going to be looked at for a strike? Nighthawks looking to not step off the gas. As you mentioned, that double header is so important. As the runner goes for second, there will be no throw. Spanier goes around on the 0-1 to push it to 0-2. As you mentioned, the Mountaineers just half a game back. So a huge double header coming up on July 4th. The Nighthawks can get back into the win column to tonight. That would be a huge momentum shift in this point of their season, as the 0-2 going to get swung on. Sorry, going to get tipped foul.
In the bottom
Strike
of the 7th
3.
for your Nighthawks. 2
Out
runs
number
on
3.
3
It's
hits.
Nighthawks
No
leave
errors
one
and
stranded,
one
but
run.
not before they
Left
score
on
2 to take the
Launch pad
lead.
Sumgard is not just
Blue
another
Soxers calling the action for you here between the Upper Valley Nighthawks and the Valley Blue Sox. Their first meeting of the summer, and it has just been a back and forth affair.
You can say that again, Phoebe. The momentum really started in favor of the away team, but the Nighthawks have stormed all the way back. 8 runs in the last 3 innings. This Blue Sox bottom of the lineup is going to have to find a way to cut into this Upper Valley momentum. But it's shifted in the favor of the home
Second
team.
baseman Wyatt Hunt leads off for Valley in the top of the 8th inning.
And the Blue Sox bats have been hot all evening long. They've put up a couple of 2 spots to carry them through to this point. The pitching all the more important here in the top of the 8th. Steven Mazza going out for a second inning of relief. His first offering to Hunt is in there for strike 1. Hunt's gone 0 for 3 so far tonight, but he's made contact on all of his at-bats. Hicks and fires that 0-2, gonna miss high for ball 1. A great frame up from Boardman though. Trying to get the call from Donald Goller behind the plate. And the 1-2, gonna get him swinging and missing for strike 3 and out number 1 against the Blue Sox.
That's 4 consecutive strikeouts for Mazza on the mound too, making quick work
Center fielder Chris
of this
Carson.
bottom half of the Blue Sox lineup. Now just 5 outs to work with.
As Chris Carson comes up to bat, recorded a base hit during his last AB. We've seen the Blue Sox work well off of the 1 and the 2 outs. As he squares to bunt, he's going to lay that down perfectly, and it's going to roll foul, so he'll have to come back to the dish and do it again. Count moves 0-1 on Carson. That was a nice bunt attempt, though, there. It just rolled foul.
I don't hate that from Carson. A lot of stolen bases this spring at Stony Brook, unable to get it down that time, though.
The 0-1 from Mazza. That one just missing on the inside for ball 1. The 1-1 to Carson. That one's going to miss on the inside for ball 2. Is Carson doing well to get ahead in the count?
Looks like that's Andrew Wirtz warming up in the bullpen for the Blue Sox. Hasn't pitched for longer than an inning and 2/3. We'll have to see. The Valley closer comes in the bottom of the 8th. Certainly feels like Pottiger's day is done.
Carson sits ahead in the count 3-1. Mazza fires that one, grounded to Bratz at second. He'll fire over to Pisano. Routine play to record out number 2 on the Blue Sox. But again, we've seen them rally off the 2-out count. And now it's flipped back to the top of the batting order and Mike Lucarelli.
One of the hottest hitters in this Valley lineup. This is the part of the order you want up, down 2. But it's really been these past 3 innings all Upper Valley. They've taken a stranglehold of this one.
First offering going to be upstairs for ball 1. The 1-0 finds the zone for strike 1. Now Lucarelli's reached first off of an error and was able to bring in a run for the Blue Sox. He's also drawn a walk. As the 1-1. Did he go around appeal to third? Says no, so the count moves 2-1 on Lucarelli.
An arm up and warming for Upper Valley, Mateo Wells. 6'6" righty out of High Point.
Mateo threw an inning last night. Mazza evens the count at 2. He's been a firm closer for the Nighthawks all summer long. Came in to pitch last night after getting off a plane from Zionsville, Indiana, as a 2-2 going to be ripped foul down the first base line.
A nice pick from that Nighthawks reliever, but these are 2 guys warming up, have been absolute nails for their bullpens. Both guys have not given up any earned runs all summer long.
The 2-2. Just inside for ball 3. Count moves full on Lucarelli. He's already drawn a walk tonight. Another here would keep this half inning alive. The 3-2. That one gonna catch a piece of him, so he gets the free pass to first. And now that brings up Sebastian Mexico, the designated hitter for the Blue Sox. He's a single and a double. He also reached off of an error, so he's going to do some damage. Lucarelli keeping this half inning alive. Mexico, we're going to bring him around to respond to those 2 in the bottom of the 7th that gave the Nighthawks the lead.
If there was ever a guy you wanted at the plate, his big number 24 has come up clutch all season long. We need another big moment here.
As Mexico gonna miss low.
Take a minute.
So Mexico quickly ahead in the count 2-0. The 2-0 gonna be crushed up the middle. That's a base hit for Mexico. Lucarelli gonna hold up at second. But another really timely hit from Mexico has not only kept this half inning alive, but has now put the tying run at first. Mazza looking to make a big response here.
Michael O'Connor.
Looks like we're going to see a quick mound visit between pitching coach Max McDowell and the entire infield. Mazza put 2 away on the Blue Sox, but A free pass to first on Lucarelli, and a sharp hit up the middle from Mexico threatens that lead the Nighthawks came into this inning with.
Be Mike O'Connor here with 2 gone. It's a guy who struggled at the plate for his standards, was a standout all-star last summer for the Blue Sox. But he is the heart and soul of this team, and one swing of the bat could take the lead.
It's Donald Goller gonna break up this mound visit. This is only Mazza's second appearance for the Nighthawks this summer. He didn't pitch during the spring. Only made it a couple games into 2024 before going down with an injury. Been in rehab for a while, so he's come out to the NECBL this summer to prepare for spring at Marist with the Red Foxes. He's been looking well throughout his first appearance, looking to work his way out of this jam as the first offering to O'Connor, in there for a strike. That one just outside. The throw to third did not come in time, so just like that, Lucarelli puts 2 on the corners. The 7th run just 90 feet away. The tying still at first in Mexico. O'Connor representing that go-ahead from the plate.
That was a great read by Lucarelli. Already his 3rd stolen bag tonight.
Mazza with the 1-1. Gonna be launched past the infielders. In comes run number 7. The Blue Sox have just cut it to a 1 lead. They have go-ahead on the tying position at second. 2 away.
It's a huge swing of the bat for O'Connor. Boy, did he need that for his confidence. Now 2 for 5 tonight, but Valley
Right fielder Gavin Schrader
could tie this game back up once again. And we talked about it, Phoebe, just back and forth. Both teams throwing haymakers. Gavin Schrader has been giving these Nighthawks trouble all night. Could do so once more here.
As he said, it's gone 2 for 3, a walk and 2 singles. First offering from Mazza misses in the dirt for ball 1. Mazza looking to regain his confidence and control of the zone. Got off to a hot start, putting 2 away. But the Blue Sox have been rallying on the 2-out count as the 1-0 fouled off for strike 1.
And it all goes back to timely hitting. It really looked like this top of the 8th was just going to be a no-show for the Blue Sox offense, retiring Hunt and Carson pretty easily. That hit by pitch by Lucarelli and finding his way over to 3rd. So big.
There's the 1-1. That one chopped up the middle. Spanier makes the throw, tags out at second. That's going to end the half inning, but not before the Blue Sox.
Valley gets a run back.
The first offering from Worth be sent back to the backstop for strike 1.
Just recently committed to Northeastern as well for his grad year. So congratulations to him.
The 0-1. That one's low for ball 1. As the 1-1 to Fellows outside for ball 2.
95 from Wirtz that time. We've seen him top out at 97. We'll have to see how the middle part of this Nighthawks lineup can adjust.
Wirtz kicks and fires that 2-1. Misses outside for ball 3. So Fellows now in a 3-1 count. Nighthawks lead 1. Love to add on some insurance here. As Wirtz fires 3-1, that's fouled off for a full count on the Columbia Cole fellows. You can see him sporting a Columbia blue thumb guard on his dark blue baton gloves. As the full count misses inside for ball 4. A leadoff walk to start the home half of the 8th. Fellows' second walk of the night as Nick Schuett, the designated hitter, comes up to the bat.
A rare occurrence for Wirtz. I just mentioned it just now, his second walk of the entire summer. See if the Nighthawks take advantage. They've done so far 3 consecutive innings of scoring runs up to this point.
First offering to Schuett, gonna be crushed through the 5-6 gap. Schuett's first hit of the night coming up big, puts 2 on for the Nighthawks. As Ryan Prezano comes up to the plate. Prezano has gone 0 for 3, drawn a walk, flew out to right during his last AB. Looking to capitalize off of the 2 runners on and no outs on the board. First offering to Prezano, showed bunt but pulled back. Count moves 1-0 on the Demon Deacon.
If he can find a way to get a bunt down, Upper Valley would be in a really good spot. Just 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position.
As he'll show bunt again, lays it down on the 1-0, charging for first. The throw down to the third baseman, trying to get the sliding fellows. Doesn't come in time, and it's bases loaded for Cameron Boardman, who's been having himself a night.
Right in front of the catcher, Kozar thought he could get the lead runner, Fellows, but a little offline on that throw. Big spot once again for both these sides, as the infielders will come in for Valley.
Again, Boardman 2 for 3, 2 singles, brought in 2 runs. First offering, gonna get fouled off to the backstop for strike 1. Wirtz getting 2 baseballs from Donald Goller. And an 0-1 out. No, it's against the Nighthawks. Base is loaded. It's Fellows 90 feet away. Schuett off of second, and Prezano on first after a successfully laid bunt. We haven't seen a lot of bunts from the Nighthawks throughout this summer. Taking more of a small ball approach, singles to drive in the runners as the 0-1 gonna get fouled off for strike 2.
Sometimes in tightly contested affairs like this one, you see a lot more small ball, and it worked in favor of the Nighthawks. Have to get at least 1 run here, and you really feel safe heading into the top of the 9th.
The 0-2 to Boardman misses outside for ball 1.
It's really only the second time all summer we've seen Wirtz with a lot of traffic on the base paths. Hasn't allowed a run in 7 consecutive outings. Upper Valley definitely threatening here.
As the 1-2 gonna miss low and outside for ball 2. Boardman showing some patience at the plate to fight back and bring the count even.
Come on, Cam. Table set. Table set.
Wirtz kicks and fires that 2-2, gets him swinging and missing. Strike 3, out 1. Sorry, looks like they actually say it was tipped foul.
You can see the frustration brewing for Kozar. That's just one you gotta have.
The 2-2, that one's tipped foul. Boardman staying alive on this 2-2 count. He's been getting just enough of it to stay alive on that even count. Base is loaded. No one out. Nighthawks lead it by 1 with Love Some Insurance. And it's the 2-2. Misses low. Count moves full on Cameron Boardman. The payoff pitch, gonna be grounded to Hunt, but takes a funky hop. In comes Fellows with the 9th run. Rounding is Schuett. Holding up at 3rd is Prezano, a double for Boardman. An unfortunate hop in the infield in front of Hunt. As the Nighthawks threaten with 2 still in scoring position. They've taken a 3-run lead.
Looks like Boardman out at 2nd on the tag. But a really tough break for the Blue Sox. It's now 4 consecutive innings. And for the relief pitchers for the Blue Sox, just not the result you were looking for.
Is the first offer to Nirai going to be looked at for strike 1. So a great response from the Blue Sox infield after they saw that funky hop. Hunt were able to round back to get Boardman off on the tag out at 2nd. Puts 1 out against the Nighthawks as Wirtz firing back, puts Nirai in an 0-2 hole. Prezano leading off of 3rd with the 11th potential run for the Nighthawks. He's able to reach on a fielder's choice during his last at bat and bring in a run for the Nighthawks. As the 0-2 gonna get fouled off. Nirai will stay alive on the 0-2 count. As the 0-2. Gonna get him swinging and missing. Strike 3 out 2 on the Nighthawks as Cooper Blauser comes up to the dish. Blauser, a double during his last at-bat, came up huge for the Nighthawks in their time of need. They lead it by 3 after scoring 2 from that huge hit from Cameron Boardman. Blauser looking to bring in Prezano off of 3rd. First offering in there for strike 1.
Boardman's been the MVP tonight, 4 consecutive singles. And that last one could have been the dagger.
The 0-1 gets a piece of it, tipped it back into catcher Kozar. Count moves 0-2.
You gotta think back to that moment, the foul ball just off the glove of Kozar. If he corrals that, you got to think it's still a 1-run ball game going into the top of the 9th. Great job at staying alive, and Upper Valley adding insurance, so important.
As the 0-2 gets him swinging on the fastball. So the Nighthawks leave one stranded, but not before they score 2. They lead. Absolutely, we've got a great group of guys here on the Nighthawks. The bullpen, always a bright spot, bringing the fun, the laughter. As the 2-1. Gonna miss low for ball 3. Now I know that last summer with the Cal Ripken League, the team I was working for, their bullpen preferred to play Mafia during the games and in between innings. This team prefers Mafia on the sides, opting for hacky sack football in between innings. Is 3-1. Gonna miss just low for ball 4, so Spaventa leads off the top of the 9th with a runner on for Michael Elko. He's gone 0 for 3, but also drew a walk. He's got a runner on first and Nicholas Spaventa. Blue Sox down by 3. Wells fires that first offering, missing just outside for ball 1.
And you mentioned the Mafia. It's a staple with almost every team here in the NECBL. The Blue Sox playing it up here. And despite the result of the game tonight, no matter what it will be, I guarantee you they'll play it on the way home as well.
As the 1-0 going to be skied out into right field. And Fellows, the diving catch, records out number 1 on the Blue Sox. A huge effort from Fellows charging in from right to make the catch.
Catcher Reese
A
Kozar.
very clutch fielding moment from the Columbia Lion. Puts one out against the Blue Sox, who have a runner on in Spaventa. As now it's Reese Kozar at the plate. He's gone 1 for 4, been struck out twice, but he has a single RBI and has brought in a run for the Blue Sox.
That's a huge play in right field by Fellows. You got to think if that ball gets down, it's maybe even a triple. Might have just saved a run.
Wells has Kozar in an 0-1 count. He sets on the bump, fires that 0-1. That one's going to be grounded foul. Count moves 0-2 on Kozar. The 0-2 to Kozar, gonna be skied under it. And watch it drop out of play. So Kozar gets another chance on the 0-2 count. Only one away on the Blue Sox. A runner on first in Spaventa.
Now the home plate umpire, Donald Galler, telling the Upper Valley bullpen to take a couple steps back on that conga line.
Breaking up the rally conga line. Wells kicks and fires that 0-2, gets him swinging. Strike 3, out number 2 on the Blue Sox. Looks like the conga line gonna take a seat now. They're gonna row the boat out in the
Second
bullpen.
baseman Wyatt Hunt.
As Wyatt Hunt comes up to the dish. He's gone 0 for 4 so far tonight with 1 strikeout.
Third base coach Eddie Morales trying to get an explanation on that one from the home plate umpire. Kozar not happy about the call. It's a big moment in this game. Looked like it was certainly close. Old Galler said he went around on the swing. The last chance here for the Blue Sox.
Hunt at the plate, looking for some more 2-out magic. We've seen it all game long from the Blue Sox. They still have a runner on base off first in Spaventa. Wells fires the 0-1's in the dirt. Boardman doing well to stay behind it, keep the runner on first. Count 1-0 on Hunt.
He's been great all night long, Boardman has. Clutch time and time again with the bats. And a big stop on defense.
The 1-0. That one gonna be popped high, but foul for strike 1. The 1-1 to Hunt. Gonna be a close take, misses inside for ball 2. As the 2-1 gonna get fouled into the backstop for strike 2. Count moves even on Hunt. Deuce is wild. Blue Sox down by 3. They've got a runner on first and Spaventa. You can hear the conga line starting to generate a slow clap in the bullpen as the 2-2 gonna be ripped up the middle to the glove of the shortstop Spanier. A huge celebration on the infield as the Nighthawks snap their 6-game losing skid. They win it 10-7. We're going to cut it to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. Phoebe Winters and Jack DiNapoli, along with Jake Baskin, have some more words on this win from Maxfield Sports Complex.